how we call it? Herodes. Herod. American guy. Herod. Okay. We call him Herodes. Sorry that I changed the name. Didn't know that he is living in New York. Anyway, the last Edomic king, it's a result of forced conversion that started in Judah 200 years before Jesus. And it continued. Jewishness was the first monotheism that convert people. And they convert a lot of people in the Roman world. They succeeded to convert families, slaves, because every converted family forced the slaves to be converted. In Judaism started to spread in all the Mediterranean. But not only private families, not only slaves, kingdoms become converted. The first kingdom in the first century that were converted, it was in Babylon. Once I thought the Jewish of Iraq are the authentic Jew of Palestine, because the first exile. I was sure, I have a lot of respect to them because of it. And suddenly I discovered it was a kingdom that was converted in this area. It's called in Hebrew Hadayev. How do you call it in English? Hadayev. Adbayan, I think. You don't know. You don't know Jewish history. A very good kingdom. By the way, in the revolt of 70, they sent people to fight with the Judean in Judah. It's the first kingdom, but not the last Jewish kingdom. In the 5th century, you know more or less where is Yemen? Yemen? It exists there a very strong Jewish kingdom that lasts more than a Maccabean kingdom. Nobody in Israel today don't know about this kingdom that lasts 150 years, more or less. You can imagine? We love history. We, the Jew, the Israelis. We don't know, we don't teach about the Jewish kingdom in the 5th century. You know the Jewish Yemenite? The girls are beautiful, handsome, no? Especially the hairs. How we call it? Curly hairs. It's very nice. I like it very much personally. The girls of my student from Yemenite origin. But these girls didn't come from the wind of the Red Sea. You understand? The third kingdom was in North Africa. But, Judaism became very, very popular in North Africa. It started with the Phoenician. It's continued with the Berber. And we, the Jew, was the last fighter against the invasion of the Arabs of North Africa. Who is new? Us, the Jew. It was a queen, a very important queen. The name of this queen was Da'iyya el-Kaina. She was the head of this military force that tried to resist in the name of Judaism against the Arabs that came to North Africa. Most of the Jews that came from North Africa are the Berbers. They don't like the idea. Not only this, I think that the invasion of Spain in 711, the invasion of Spain was made by a Jewish barbarian with Muslim barbarian, and this is the reason that so many Jews started, Jewish communities started to develop in Spain in the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th centuries. From the beginning, it was a Jewish Muslim force that invaded Spain in the beginning of the 8th century. The last chapter to discover from where Jews came is the case of Khazaria. 80% of the Jew in the beginning of the 20th century came from East Europe. Okay? More or less, 80%. How come? Why in this area there were so many Jews in the beginning of the 20th century? How come? The Zionist historiography tried to tell us that, you know, the Romans took the Jew from Judah, put them in Roma, they went up to Germany, they make a turn and to arrive to Poland. More or less, this is the story. And I asked myself, how come that there are so many Jews in Poland, Ukraine, and Russia? The only explanation can be the Khazaria case. I am speaking about a very, very important kingdom that started more or less to be Jew in the 80th century. The 80th century. 8th. Okay, sorry, I started to be tired. 8th century after Jesus Christ, this very, very large kingdom became Jew. What is the meaning of Jew? That a lot of people become Jew under the rule of the Khazarian.
Where was it?
It was between the Black Sea and the Caspian Sea. You say Caspian Sea?
Yeah.
Today, but it was, the name of the sea was Khazarian Sea. In the Middle Ages, the name was Khazarian, after us. By the way, sometimes I'm joking with my students and tell them, Jerusalem, you know, after the Bible, you will agree with me, was not built by Jews. You know. By whom? By the Yevusi. Jewish, not Jews. The children of Israel invaded Jerusalem. It was not built by Jews. But maybe it's us, the Jew of the Europe, the last Eastern Europe, that built Kiev. Kiev started to become a city under the rule of the Khazarian. Then if we didn't build Jerusalem, at least we have Kiev. Think about it, it's fantastic. I don't give proposal to try to unify Kiev with Israel. It will make the conflict much more complicated. But it's us that established Kiev. Till now, they have a gate, Khazarian gate, they have a quarter, a Jewish quarter in Kiev. By the way, the Soviet didn't like the idea that we build Kiev. Now, you know, till more or less the 60s of the last century, most of the Zionist historians accept the thesis that this massive presence of Jew in Europe, Eastern Europe, came from the Khazarian areas. They only put forward also that it was Jewish from Eretz Yisrael that arrived to Khazaria. You understand? My last chapter, because I passed the time that you gave me, the last chapter, I'm leaving the, how we say, the long time of history and try to concentrate about Zionism, political Zionism, modern times, and also I try to analyze the character of the Israeli state. I make it clear. Jewish nationalism, I mean Zionism, was born in the areas that German nationalism was born, Polish nationalism was born, and they kept like the German nationalism till the 20th century, like the Polish nationalism till the 20th century.
About when?
More or less the second part of the 19th century.
Zionism was born the second part of the 19th century?
Yeah. I'm speaking about not the movement. For the movement we have a date. But for the birth of ideas, of Zionist ideas, you have not one date. You understand me? But if you want, from